Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you're new. We're doing this again. I am gonna get ready and I'm gonna talk to you guys. The last get ready with me, as I'm filming this, has not been uploaded yet. It's gonna go live tomorrow. By the time you're seeing this, it has gone live, so I will link it in the cards if you want to go and watch that. It wasn't really a cohesive talk, if you will. I just chatted to you about how you guys have been, how I've been, how maybe I want to start a new channel or do some different videos on this channel. So if you have not seen that yet, do go check it out if you want to. Today I do have one specific topic that I would like to touch on. I don't know how it's gonna go because I realized when editing that last one, when I'm doing my makeup, words just disappear, if you will. So it's difficult for me to do my makeup and talk a talk. It's hard for me to talk a talk right now already, so I'm gonna try my best. Today I'm gonna be using the Beauty Bay Nikki Tutorials palette because I want to no pan left behind this bad boy. This is what it looks like. I will probably go into like some of these pinks and peaches, and then I think the yellow and the pink, because I love those shades. Last time we did a sort of sunset-y look. Honestly, I've been really feeling the summery pinks and peaches, oranges, yellows. So is it gonna be like a creative, beautiful makeup look? Probably not, but that's okay. I will just do whatever and we shall see how it turns out. I've already primed my lids and set the primer, so we're ready to go. I'm gonna start with, I think, yellow, and I'm just gonna wing it. And then I'm also gonna start talking because that is why you guys are here. Let's see if this in frame. Yep. We're good to go. That's not showing up at all. It's very powdery yellow, but oh well. So I have been thinking, I want to talk about this. I've talked about this with three of my very close friends. We're with four. And two I've known since high school, one I've known since kindergarten, so we're very good. I consider them my best friends. We don't meet up very often, but when we do, it's always good. If you know, you know. If you know, you know. We're all in our 30s, approaching 31 or are 31. So our lives have been kind of different, and that's okay because ages when we got married differed very much, and that's fine. So we're at different stages in life. One of them has 3 kids, one of them has 2 kids, one of them has 1 kid. So I was talking to them about having kids and what is that feeling of I'm ready to have kids. Like, is there a feeling, I should continue doing my makeup, is there a feeling that you get that you sort of know that you're ready for kids? Because I find that interesting. I've never, like, from an early age on, felt like, ooh, I want to have kids or I want to be a mom. And I know some girls do have that. Some boys probably also have it. Everyone in between could also have that. I never had that. I never had a strong feeling of, oh, one day I want to have kids or I cannot wait to have kids. It was honestly quite the opposite for me. I always felt very uncomfortable not really quite the word, but let's just go with uncomfortable of the thought of having kids and having to raise kids and everything that comes with that. So when I met my now husband, which honestly, I keep calling him my husband. He is my husband. We are married, but it feels too grown up. We always call each other, well, we don't call each other husband and wife to each other's face, obviously. But when we were friends, I most of the time say my boyfriend because it feels more appropriate for my age, even though I'm 30, so makes no sense. But anyway, my husband. So when I met him, he was very well, strong. I don't want to call it strong because that sounds negative, but he was convinced he wanted to have kids. He was like, honestly, I thought I would have them by now. So he always had that feeling when he was younger of like, yeah, I want to be a dad. I really, really want to have kids. When we got together, I was 26, going on 27. And so he said to me, and I remember this quite vividly, if you already know that you don't want to have kids, then please tell me, because then this is not going to work out. I definitely want to have kids. And at that time, I've always sort of not really felt strongly towards having kids, but also not really strongly towards not having them, if that makes sense. For me, it didn't really make a whole lot of sense. I always thought you either want them or you definitely do not want them. And looking back, because I was not feeling that feeling of, oh, I want kids, I sort of assumed that then I felt that I don't want to have them. But looking back on it, I never also really strongly felt like I don't want kids. I always sort of yo-yoed in between, I guess. Like, I'm fine with kids. I don't love all of them, obviously. Sometimes they can be very overwhelming and quite annoying, and sometimes they can be lovely. I don't think I always had a very strong opinion of wanting to have kids or not wanting to have kids, but with him saying that, I felt like I should have a strong opinion on wanting them or not wanting them. I don't know why. And I think that only occurred to me like later on, that I was like, okay, I guess I'm sort of indifferent. And I always hear people say, if it's not a 100%, 1000% yes, I want kids, then it's a no. And I do agree that having kids is a big thing. It's not something to think of lightly. And I had that conversation with my friends of, hey, when was that feeling of, yeah, I want kids, I'm ready to have kids, and what did it feel like? Because I'm sort of searching for, well, validation of my own feelings of what am I feeling and what do I want? And it's so confusing. And I also realize, because of them, because of what they told me and what we talked about, that maybe it's not like a very distinct feeling, if you will, if that's a good word. and it's not really something you can explain. It's just difficult. I think my cat wants to come inside. Hold on. You want to come inside? Even though you just went outside 10 seconds ago? Okay, I don't know really where I'm going. I feel like I have a good point, but I'm not really getting there. I'm not really getting it across. But the makeup is going okay. I would say I'm just literally randomly slapping colors on my eyeballs. But so what I think trying to get to, or maybe I'm curious about, if you yourself have a kid or you want a kid, like what does it feel like knowing that you want it, or knowing that you're ready? Even though, and they said this to me too, my friends, like, you're never really 100% ready. Like, there's times where even if you are already pregnant, you're like scared shitless because you don't know what's coming. You don't know what to do. And every parent has this, because there's no book to tell you, hey, this is how you raise kids, because kids are their own kind of people. So there's not 1 or 2 or even 10 stereotypes of this is what kids do and this is how kids are and this is how you deal with them or raise them, or like, you know, whatever. So I'm just curious, maybe you can relate to what I'm feeling, maybe you can't, and I'm just curious if maybe you want to share your feelings or like any words of wisdom or advice that you have on this topic, because I'm a little bit lost at what I feel and more so what I think about it. Because feeling something is one thing, but then acting upon feeling something, that can be scary. And also, of course, with like having kids, it's not something that if you find out like, oh hey, it's not for me, I don't want it, that you can stop doing if you already have them. You know what I mean? It's like if you start a new hobby and halfway through you're like, oh, this isn't for me, you quit that hobby. But obviously with having kids, it's a little bit different. It's a lot different. So I'm not really searching for the answer, because I know that the answer is not here. It will be like a journey for me to figure out what it is that I'm feeling, and actually feeling it and being scared of it, I'm sure, and that's okay too. I just noticed that there's sort of a shift into what I'm feeling and how no, not really what I'm feeling, but more how I'm reacting to that feeling. Like I told them, is this something to share on the internet? It's whatever, right? I told them that I had a bit of a feeling of, hey, I might be pregnant. That could be a thing. And the first sort of feeling or reaction of myself to that thought wasn't complete panic, which it has been before. I obviously, like probably a lot of people, have had a pregnancy scare. Like you're really doubting yourself, like, oh my gosh, could it be? Will it be? What am I gonna do? And then panic hits. But in that moment, I didn't feel the panic. And then when I did not feel that panic, I sort of did feel panic, because I was like, why am I not panicking? I should be panicking, because that's what I've always done. So it was all in all just kind of a weird experience. Also, while I'm doing this look, I don't even know what I'm doing. I don't know if I like this or not, but right now I guess I'm too deep into this conversation that's hopefully going somewhere. I don't know if I can edit it to make it make a little bit more sense, because I feel like we're going from left to right quite quickly. And I'm hoping I sort of get my point across, even though there isn't really a point. I'm just curious to hear from you guys. So if you're willing to share, and if you're not willing to share, like in the comments, maybe share with me privately if you would like that. That's okay too. I mean, the fact that I'm just putting all of this out on the internet doesn't mean that you have to. I can understand that. Maybe that's not something that you want. Okay, so we're going for sort of pink and then maroon, burgundy. Is that what it is? I don't know, but I do feel like it needs a shimmer there too. Let me think about that really quick. Maybe just like the blue pinky. Would that throw it off? Maybe. I'm just gonna go for it. So we're doing orange, yellowy pink on the inside, and then pink, blue, silver on the outside of the lid. Here we go. Here goes nothing. Ooh, actually I'm not mad. Pink is not normally a color that I really love to wear, but also I realized that maybe this is a little bit over saturated. Is that a word? Very light. But I just want to focus more on just doing my makeup and talking, and not really the makeup itself per se. So I hope that's okay to you too. Oh, I really like this pink to blue. Very stunning. Okay. I do feel like I want to do a liner with this. I'm gonna have to find that. One second. Okay, I got my big eyeshadow palette with my black shadow that I'm gonna use as a liner. So I think what I'm trying to get at is, do you have kids? And what was a sort of moment in time where you were like, yeah, I want to have kids? Not necessarily like, okay, we're gonna try to have kids at this moment, but just the moment where you were like, this is what I want to do, this feels right, this is maybe the moment in my life that I would want it. And also maybe you've had that feeling like before, of, oh, I want to become a young parent, and then it changed. I would really love to know what changed that for you, if it did change. So maybe you thought, hey, I want to be a young parent, and at the time of being a young person you didn't feel ready for kids, or like, I hope this is making sense. And honestly, I know, and this is also what my friends said to me, like, you're just overthinking it so badly. So just try to feel what you're feeling instead of thinking about it all the time and like overthinking about it the entire time. And I know, and they're right, I do also know that, but I can't shake this feeling of it's a big thing if you commit to kids, and like it should be your choice, and you should sort of be prepared. Well, you can never 100% be prepared, but your life's going to change for good. And I don't want to say that your life will get less fun, or I also really do not like the fact that people always say, oh, you get so much out of having kids, because I already get a lot out of my life as is. But it's just the question, am I comfortable in my life now, and do I want to keep it this way? Or am I maybe ready for something else entirely? That, yeah, parts of my life will stay the same, but parts of my life will drastically, I don't know, that also sounds negative, but will change. So am I ready for that? More so, am I willing to make that change or let that change happen? I don't know if this was the best choice. Oh, there's eyeshadow in my eye. We're just doing some pink, or like peachy pink, on the lower lash line. Oh, and also I do feel like I have to put this disclaimer out there. Me and my husband now are at a point in our relationship where he has said that kids or no kids is not a deal breaker. Like, he still feels strong about, he would love to have kids, but it's not like if we don't get them, or if I don't want them, that he's gonna up and leave. We have talked about that, and that has been communicated. So it's not like I'm like reaching to feel one way or another about kids because of him and because of his feelings. This is generally something that I'm currently feeling, and I don't really know what exactly it is. And it's kind of weird and kind of scary. Like, I have been seeing like pregnancy announcements and whatnot on TikTok, and they give me just so much joy. Like, the good ones, let's put it that way, because there's bad ones as well. But the feeling of, or the idea of me telling my parents and my parents-in-law that I would be pregnant, or we would have a child, that sort of makes me feel a way. And that's also scary because, oh my gosh, I don't know. Hold on, okay? Hold on. Okay, I just cleaned up all of these glittery things around my eyes and let out a tear. I don't know, I just got emotional. I don't know. Maybe I'm definitely due for my period, because this is crazy. But what I was trying to say, and let's see if I can do it right now without crying. I'm gonna try and distract myself while putting in inner corner highlight. Oh my gosh, I do have to choose what inner corner highlight I want to use. Let's just go for a white. A beautiful white one. White and glittery. So what I was trying to say is the feeling of possibly telling my parents-in-law, even of course firstly my husband, that I would be pregnant. That sort of also gives me a whole lot of feelings. I mean, apparently, because I also had to cry a little bit, and I don't know why. That was overwhelming. And also that sort of scares me, because then I feel like maybe I'm putting their happiness above mine. Like I want them, or I want to experience them feeling that happiness. Oh my gosh, it's complicated. It's so complicated. I'm like, do I really want to be able to tell them because I want that child? Or is it just that feeling of, it would be just the most amazing feeling to tell them, like, hey, we're gonna have a baby. I don't know. Again, I'm overthinking. I know. I can just hear my best friend in my head, like, stop thinking about this. Please just feel whatever you feel and let it be for a bit. And you know, you don't have to act on it right away. Just feel it and let it sink in, and then feel some more before doing something. Or maybe don't do anything at all. It will just go. It will just go whatever way it's supposed to go. I'm gonna listen to her. I'm sorry if I didn't listen to you before. I know I'm an overthinker. And she knows I'm an overthinker because she's also an overthinker. So we get each other very, very well. Which is unfortunate for us, because it's not always fun to be an overthinker. Because it can be difficult, it can be dark in your head when you're overthinking. So it can be a blessing, but it can also be a curse. Can I just say, this like wasn't something that I was thinking was gonna turn out okay, but now that I'm putting on some mascara, I'm really enjoying it. It's always that finishing touch. It is always looking a little bit rough. I'm like, what did I do before I put on mascara? I think that the baby kind of talk is gonna be done right now. I don't know what to say anymore. Also, I am almost done. We're gonna put on my eyebrows with this pencil if it still wants to work. I'm so scary that one day I'm gonna do one eyebrow and then it's done, or it falls on the floor, like, and I cannot use it anymore, and then I have one brow colored in and the other one not. So I'm now kind of switching to doing sort of half of this and then half of that and then the other half and then the other half, you know, like not actually this half and then that half, but more like filling it in quite quickly for a little bit, and I'm filling this in for a little bit, and then finishing it off by fully filling it in, just in case I lose the pencil or it's finished, because I feel like there's not a whole lot left in there. Okay, we're gonna do some blush and highlighter and call it a day. My blush brush is here. So again, if you feel like sharing your thoughts and opinions on this, feel free to. If you don't feel like it, don't do it. It's all up to you. No hurt feelings. It sort of felt good to kind of talk about this more so to myself, but I know that you're gonna watch this and it's gonna be, it also feels like talking to a friend. I really like that. And do let me know what you think of this type of video. We're gonna do pink highlighter. Would that be too much? Do I care? No. We're gonna do this pink. I don't have a mirror in this palette. I'm so used to holding palettes and then having a mirror that when palettes don't have a mirror, I just hold them up and like, oh, there's no mirror here. So no point in me holding that up. Oh, that's pretty. And that's too much sunlight, so you cannot really tell. Okay, I think we're done here. I'm just gonna turn this way. I realize that I've just been facing this way, so sorry if that makes no sense. I'm gonna zoom you in a little bit. Duck down. And this is the finished look. So a lot of pink, a little bit of yellow, and a little bit of peach. It's just very summery, and I like that. I'm ready for summer. I'm ready for the summer weather, which I think tomorrow will be a rainy day here. And then Saturday, they also said it was gonna rain, but then we get sunshine and better temperatures. And then we can complain that it's too hot again. Because it's never good, is it? Anyway, that's beside the point. This is the look. And this was the talk, the video. I hope it made sense. I hope it was fun to watch. Even though maybe I don't have an opinion on this topic at all, you are also free to let that know. Not let it know. You can just watch and that's it. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will hopefully see you in one of my next videos. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you for letting me just blah blah blah. I appreciate it. Bye bye.